So I was just telling you, Allison, sharing how consistently our expectations here on life will be denied the desired outcomes, the things that we care about. In a lot of ways, they'll be denied, even if there's success. It'll always be temporary. And any time that we put anything but faith in people, so by that I mean anything less than faith. Faith is completely free of attachment. Faith is completely free of self-interest. It's just having the faith in the absolute nature, the perfect nature of all entities and all phenomena. And anything below that would be personal attachment, would be expectation for outcome, expectation, or say hoping that people will respond to us in a certain way, or that this world will respond to us in a certain way, circumstances. And basically the assumption is that we are here to get something. Now, what's so beautiful to realize, especially if you are one of those wandering souls, and there's more of these than some people realize. I'm talking tens, probably hundreds of millions of wandering souls that came here with an intention, a very clear mission. And especially for those, and since a lot of my audience consists of those people, what's so important to realize is that we did not come to this place to get something, to keep something. You're not going to keep anything. This goes for everyone, but specifically for the wandering soul that is incarnate here with a mission, with an intention to fulfill, to be of service, to help this civilization grow up, wake up, find the means they need to get to a basic state of awakening, a basic level of enlightenment. And so the difficulty is, the challenge is that as we incarnate, we forget about that intention. The veil takes place. The veil covers our true blueprint, our true intention, our true reason for being here. And so we adopt the ways of this world, even though we came here to show it new opportunities, new possibilities. But we forget that. We become, say normal. We become, for lack of a better word, too human in our expectations, in our wants, in our conditioning. And as soon as we realize, usually through practice, and by practice I mean trial and error, engaging with people that we love, the people that we feel we want to be of service to, or the people that we feel we want to get something from, to be consistently disappointed by those attempts, and to have those expectations be consistently denied access, denied fulfillment. And to see through to recognize the temporary nature of any kind of success, any kind of expectation coming true, just the temporary transient nature of that, and that we don't get to keep that. And actually the realization that it's not for us. It's not for us. One of the most profound realizations a human being, especially a wandering soul, but it goes for everyone, can have is the realization that you're not here for you. This is not here for you. Now, if we came to this planet to get something for ourselves and keep something for a long period of time and have our expectations come true and have us be met in a certain way, if we came here for ourselves, we would have picked a different planet. We would have picked a different dimension to incarnate into, in most cases. And what I would love people to realize, what I would love to exude and share, is how when we stop being here for ourselves, when we give up on that vanity, on that false expectation, that false idea that we picked up along the way from our environment, from this collective, when we realize that that's never going to happen, it's never going to satisfy us, and in fact it's not why we are here, the result is that we drop all kinds of expectations, any and all kinds of expectations, and we maintain faith in the people. We maintain faith in their highest reality. We maintain faith in what they truly are, but we don't have any hope. We don't have any expectations that need to come true. And so when we stop caring about any kind of outcome, when there's no more caring, when the caring stops, and I'm going to explain some nuances to this, but when the caring for outcome and caring for other people and how they receive us and how they experience us and what we can get from this world, when that begins to disappear, when we give that up, there's such a peace that becomes available. It's like God reaches in to the crowd and just picks us up and elevates us. And it's like Jiddu Krishnamurti once said, he said, "You want to know my secret?" And this guy is considered to be enlightened. But that's just a word, but just to give you an indication, someone who is supposedly attained self-realization back in the day. One of his statements was, "You want to know my secret? My secret is, I don't care what happens." And when we stop caring what happens, there's such a settling, there's an absence of all expectation. And when there's an absence of all expectation, even though the normal reaction to that state would be, you don't care. And so we see it, we view it as a negative, but it's actually impossible. It's a divine state of being. Because when we stop trying or believing that we should get something from this world, then all that happens is that God picks us out of the crowd and gives us the bliss of that kingdom, of that inner peace. And now, what results is just a radiation of that peace. It's just a radiating. And we realize we're just here. We chose this to give relentlessly, to give and to give and to give and to have our expectations be burned off, because those are the layers of mud that keep us small, that keep us inherently out of integrity with our higher self, with the divine, with the reason why we're here, with the God state. And so then this peace that becomes available begins to radiate with love and with such a pristine, inexplainable state of perfection begins to radiate. And this is happiness. This is what we're seeking, and we're trying to find it in the world of transitory forms and shapes and sizes and people and games and outcomes. Now, for me, what I've realized for myself, and people can adopt that if they want to, then the question remains, well, but you seem to care. You're all about this mission, right? Enlightened civilization by 2035. Isn't that attachment to outcome? And something to realize is that we don't care for us. We care for those that do not have the capacity currently to understand, to make this choice, to let go of their expectations and to drop into the true state of being. Those are the entities that I call the innocent ones. We are here for the innocent ones, so I care about the outcome for the innocent ones. That's the nature of the compassion that drives my actions and my visions and my projects and my implementations and my work. This is what determines how and why I wake up every day. It is to protect the innocent. And how do you protect the innocent in a world like this? It is to educate them, is to stand up for their rights. And what is their right? Their right is to know how free they are. Their right is to know their true nature, their true potential, and give them the means to make conscious to themselves what they are, what they're capable of, and how to access that. Now, why I'm so tough on certain people, or not even certain people, but tough on certain demographics, or sometimes on my public pages, I share a lot of tough love. I say, I try to give people a kick up the ass and say, you're fucking around, stop fucking around. I say this in many different ways. Most of you are familiar with that. why do I do that if I have no expectation from people to get something or to get somewhere or to meet me or make me happy? It is because what I'm sensing is that there is a dormant, sleepy army of wandering souls out there currently incarnate that have no fucking clue what they're doing. But there is a large portion of that too is beginning to wake up, and that large portion of that group is a lot of the people that are watching this right now. And I know that some of you watching, probably the majority of you watching, have this instinctual feeling that you're here to make a difference, but perhaps you simply don't know how. And to you, I shape these teachings in such a way that it is sometimes like a drill sergeant, because you are ready, you are capable, you are willing to step up your game and to remember who you are. You're capable of that. And in that, it doesn't make you as innocent as some of the other souls, meaning you have the capacity. And so I can say these things, which I wouldn't say to someone who truly has no clue, who truly has no idea. Tough love does not work on someone who does not have access to what you're saying, does not have the capacity to understand that. But for those that do have the capacity to understand this consciously, I increase the intensity of the teaching because I need you guys to get on board. I need to get you on board. It sounds a little silly, but it's just a way of saying that we are here to make a difference, to protect the innocent, to educate the innocent of this world. You didn't come here to be a consumer of anything. Not spirituality, not happiness, not pleasure, not relationship, not sex, not tantra, not yoga, not nothing. You're not here to be a consumer of any of the stuff this world is made of. And I'm talking to a few people here. I'm not talking to everyone. This is not for everyone. But we are creating an army of people that are able to stand in the light, to stand firmly in that pure awareness. And from that state of awareness, are able to see and notice and sense and become sensitive and compassionate enough to make a difference. But once you realize that this world is not here to please you, you are here to make a difference and to learn as you go. And that's what you take with you when you die. The lessons that you've learned, the growth that your soul has gone through. You don't take with you all the stuff you can get here. You don't take with you your relationships. You take with you what you learned from those relationships, what you extracted out of them. But you see, you're not here to get anything. When you realize that you can let go of all expectations, understand that people, things, events, projects, businesses, everything will consistently continue to let you down. Now, don't make this your mantra, but make it a realization. Once you realize it, you're free. You're free of attachment to form. But now what arises is this natural giving, this natural intelligence that with compassion and wisdom, views the world and sees that it is in need of education. It is starving for some form of spirit, for some form of access to spirit. That vital energy that is given to the individual upon the recognition of its divine nature. And I want to be here to raise those leaders, to help lead the leaders, to help guide the leaders, to wake up more fully, to be able to handle anything that comes your way, to let go of all attachments. And in order to do that, I sometimes give you a kick of the ass. Because what that is, it's really kicking out of your system. When I kick your ass, I'm really kicking out of your system, or attempting to kick out of your system, to purge the portions of this collective mentality that you've adopted as your own, but they are not your mentalities. They do not belong to you. They do not serve your mission. They do not serve your purpose here, and they do not serve your connection to higher self. Ironically and unfortunately, and I say this with a grain of salt because ultimately it doesn't matter, right? But from a relative point of view, from a compassionate point of view, from the mission's point of view, it does matter. It absolutely matters. And it's a shame, it's unfortunate from that point of view that so many of you are still holding on to the bullshit as if those strategies and tactics apply to you when they do not. You're not meant to take on the strategies of this world, the hopes for this, for pleasure, for comfort, for safety, for security, for eternity in form, for accumulating things, for accumulating relationships, consuming relationships, getting validated, getting met. You, to whom I'm speaking now, those wandering souls of a high nature that come here to make a difference, you're never going to be met by the people around you, unless there are other wanderers that to an extent you may be able to be met. But you see, it's the sooner you realize that you're not going to get anything out of this world, the sooner you realize your freedom and you're empowered to give, to radiate, to relentlessly give. And there's nothing that feels more true. You'll see. It doesn't feel true to consume this world. It feels great and amazing to give to the world because that's your blueprint. Again, not for everyone, but for those that I'm speaking to right now. You are part of that army of souls that came here to make a difference. Sounds new agey as fuck, I know, but it's the truth. It's the mechanical truth behind the incarnations of the waves of the next generations that have been born into this world for the past 50 to 60 or so years. And it's been amping up and amping up. More troops, more legions are being called forth, called in. Again, new agey, I understand the way it sounds, but it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Just like apples grow on trees. You know, that could sound stupid too, but apples actually do grow on trees. So too, millions of wandering souls actually came here not to consume this world, but to make it a better place for those that are innocent. For the natives that do not know any better, that truly actually do not know any better, this is simply where they're at. And they're going to have a much more lengthy process in remembering the truths and embodying the truths that we are talking about here today. Because for them, it's a new experience in a way. It's a new development. But for a lot of you, for the army of shepherds that are here today, that are still slumbering, that are still sleepy, that are still entranced by the concepts of this world and the tactics and the strategies given to you by your parents, your media, the cabal, your friends, and all the fucked up delusional stuff that you hear every single day in your environment as you interact with people, as you interact with this world. You know, you got to stand strong in that vibration, in that fire while you are here. And that's why I do what I do, to remind you guys that this is why you're here, and to give you a kick in the ass in an attempt to kick out all the stuff that doesn't work. Show you your bullshit so you can choose to let it go if you so choose. And I encourage you to choose to let it go. It's an absolutely safe practice. You're not a fucking human being. You know? So don't worry about that stuff. Let that shit go. Be light. Be the soul you came here to be. Make a difference. Give. Don't take. Give. And so, when you don't want anything, when you don't care about anything, you are in bliss, you are instantly in peace, and you feel the interaction, the connectedness, and ultimately even the merger with that God state of consciousness, with that unified consciousness that constitutes all other phenomena, that's a very substratum of all entities. So you become more and more the one self in all selves. And from that state, you can inexhaustibly be of service. And so if all those hundreds of millions of wandering souls start to be activated in this way, imagine the difference we could make with no arrogance in our hearts at all. You know, people fear this inequality thing. It's not to be feared. Essentially, on an essential level, inequality doesn't exist. It can never exist, so it doesn't have to be protected. It doesn't have to be feared. It doesn't have to be held on to. There is no inequality. It's impossible. There's just uniqueness. And you go to a math teacher because they know more about math than you do. So you go to a spiritual teacher because, well, hopefully, they know more about some of the ways in which the universe operates, some of the ways in which you can unlock yourself, unlock your potential, than you currently do. So that's why you listen, that's why you pay attention, that's why you absorb that frequency. But that's the only reason why you would be with a teacher, a guide, to help you unlock more of yourself. So don't fear the inequality thing. There's no arrogance in my heart, and there won't be any arrogance in yours when you follow the teachings, when you practice the teachings, and when you get so clear on why you are here. There will not be any arrogance in your heart, even if you're raising yourself above the crowd so that you are seen, so that you show up, so that you can be a demonstration, an example of something that this world has not yet quite seen before. And if we do this by the masses will follow, the masses will understand, they will accept. The 100th monkey effect will take place. Once we reach that critical mass of enough individuals, of a collective becoming open-minded, becoming aware of the possibilities of their soul and the potential of what they truly are. As soon as we reach this critical mass, the whole world, in one fell swoop, pretty much, will catch up, or at least their minds and their hearts will open to this potential, and we will have upgraded the civilization to a vibrational standard where it can receive and give that universal quality of love, of light, of empowerment, of wisdom, of awareness, higher awareness. But if the army of shepherds is not even waking up and is giving these messages such a difficult time, and is putting up so much resistance to their own potential because they've adopted a lot of this cesspool of infinite delusion that is present on this planet, then how are you going to make a difference? If you become one of them, so to speak, and again I say this with no inequality in my heart, if you become one of the sheep, how can you be a shepherd? It's just physics, it's just logic. If you become like someone else, you should only ever do that to help speak their language, to mimic them enough to where they can hear what you're saying and be perceivable to them. Otherwise, you just fly under the radar or above the radar, and they would not have the capacity to consciously recognize you or what you're saying. So for that reason, you develop the qualities of the empaths to connect and mirror and blend in with other people's worlds. But the problem is that we take on these expectations and these hopes and these dreams and these Disney movie relationship nonsense stuff, and like trying to be successful in this world because this or that. All that stuff is just illusion, and you can use it. I'm using some of that to my advantage for the mission to come forth more fully and to reach more people. But that's a tool, it's a mechanism, it's a suit that I put on in the morning, if I so choose to do that. And I want you guys to gain the same capacity without believing you're the suit, without believing you're the tool. And first thing is, you gotta let go of everything you want from this world. You're never gonna fucking get what you want from this world. Not from people, not from things, not from places, not from events, not from timelines. Nothing ever is going to satisfy you here. Now this is true for everyone, but it's especially important to realize for the wandering soul, the shepherd that came here to make a difference, to help aid in the vibrational upgrade of the civilization. So first rule of the shepherd is, don't want anything from this world. He'll set you free. Then you can be yourself. Then instantly you start communicating with your higher self. It starts communicating to you. Your brain patterns start altering, actually, physically start altering. You start to understand and download what you are here for, and that only increases, that embodiment only increases. You literally become an empty vessel for higher self, for that higher intention, for that divinity to shine forth. It's light, it's brightness, it's wisdom, it's love, it's complexity, it's simplicity. But you gotta let go of this world and what it can offer you, and other people and what they can offer you. Other people can't offer you shit. They will consistently disappoint you in all ways and all ways. And that's a good thing, because it teaches. At some point, it teaches the entity the realization that there's nothing in this world to be gotten or taken. You're only here to give and learn, give and learn, give and learn.